So the question is, did you come here to dance or did you come here to play? Or did you want both? If you're looking for both, we have the answer for you. Deviant is hosting the Dungeon Party on August 15th, and I will be one of your hosts there. So what can you expect from this event? Our venue holds 4 floors. So the top 2 floors are going to be for your dance floors. You guys can go up there and dance the night away, literally. We have amazing DJs coming in, mixing everything from circuit to Afro beats to dance hall. So come up there, sweat, dress sexy, and just be who you want to be. It's your time to shine. So what can you expect from the other 2 floors? We have our coat check on our main entry floor, and there's also a bar there as well. And on the bottom floor will be our dungeon where you can come in, play, and explore and let your desires take control, as what happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon. Deviant is a movement towards a free and inclusive space for all people of color. Deviant is creating a space for you to explore your sexual and social identities. So the night is literally what you make it. We're just giving you the venue and the space. Do what you want to do. So Dungeon Party, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be sexy. And for the first 50 people who come in the door, we've got some free giveaways for you guys as well. You do not want to miss this event. I will be there. I look forward to seeing all your beautiful faces, and I look forward to dancing the night and getting sweaty and heated with some of you too. I'll see you guys there. Bye. Hi, this is Mr. Dominus, and today we're doing another episode of our Show Frequency podcast. And today we have none other than Micah, the founder of Deviant Events. Maybe introduce yourself, tell people who you are, tell people what you do.
Hey everyone, my name is Micah Marquez. I'm the founder of Deviant and our nonprofit Counterculture. I'm all about creating spaces in a world really for Black and brown queer people to exist fully and safely. And yeah, we try and live our best lives out here. Yeah.
So what brings you to DC? Granted, we all know what's going on, but this is going to air afterwards. But why are you here?
It's DC on? Black Pride Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
And you know, this where the niggas at. I like to be where the niggas at. So, absolutely. Yeah.
Where the niggas reside, where the niggas reside. Hey, this is my first time really going to DC Black Pride. So I do not know what. So since this is going to air after Pride, tell people what they should expect this weekend, and what is your involvement in it as well?
Expect a lot of folly. Ooh. You know how the kids get down. It's going to be a ton of fun. I think everybody's already overwhelmed before any of the events begin because there are events from sunup until sunup.
Literally.
And I said that correctly. Literally, when you start at brunch at 10 a.m., there will be, a day party after that brunch, several day parties after that brunch. There will be several night parties after that day party. There will be several after parties after those night parties. There will be kikis after those after parties until 10 a.m. once again.
So I recently saw this post on Instagram, and it talked about how to survive kink and LGBTQ weekends. Okay, so girls, Imodium is not your friend. You're not taking Imodium all weekend and just get fucked. Okay, eat some food. All right, especially if you're going to be at the Deviant Party, you're going to be dancing. Okay. Also make sure you're drinking your water.
Yes.
If you go to events, make sure you're not drinking things from people who you don't know. Do not drink things because people are still out here taking advantage of people. So make sure you stay safe. I'm like, what else? What are other tips and advice for weekends?
Yeah, G is the thing if you're going to circuit parties. So if you are on G, do not mix it with alcohol.
Absolutely not.
And you don't have to do any substances. If you're uncomfortable with something or an environment, excuse yourself or just go to a corner, chill the fuck out for a minute, center yourself, and get back to it.
We had an episode with David from LA, and he was telling us that episode was basically chemsex. So he talked about how to properly do it if you choose to do it. But there's always, I think one of the most important things that he talked about was that if you are going to be under the influence at any of these events that includes alcohol or your edibles or anything that you do, it's very important to have a designated person who watches people.
Yes.
There needs to be a drug mob.
Yeah.
Who can make sure everybody's good. But yes, I am looking forward to this weekend. I'm looking forward to Big Boy Pride.
Yes.
Because apparently I am a big boy, so I don't think I am. I think I'm nice and petite and small. I'm just kidding. But no, this is how many DC Prides have you been to before?
DC Prides, I know I went to one years ago. It was my first one, maybe 10 years ago. And I didn't really go to any events back then. And then I went last year.
Okay.
I feel like and maybe I went one other year when I used to live here 6 years ago. So I've maybe been to 3. What's that, 3 or 4?
You been here.
I used to live here.
Okay.
Yeah. Deviant actually started here in DC.
I did not know that.
2019, Deviant launched here. It got biggest in Atlanta during COVID.
My very first Deviant event was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. It was 2024. It was a summer event. It was at the Heretic.
Okay. Yes.
And I remember being at the event, and I met the co-founder. He's not here with us, Daddy Baldwin. He had some family to take care of, but we met there. I remember my husband saw him. He's like, "Oh my God, he's hot." And I'm like, "I'm gonna get this man for my husband." And we ended up being really good friends. And he's like, "I live in DC." I'm like, "Oh my God, I live in DC too." So we started conversing, and now we have this podcast. I love that. But no, Deviant helped me meet my podcast.
There you go. I feel like I can't wait for like 10 years from now. I'm gonna hear all the stories about the friends and the lovers that were introduced at Deviant and at these, our various events, our game nights, our parties. It's just I love that we're a part of the zeitgeist of queer culture in that way.
That was my very first Deviant event, was a game night. And it was a cultural awakening for me. Yeah. But it was so fun at Virgil's.
Yep.
Shout out to Virgil's.
Yes.
Your wings are phenomenal. That is the best mac and cheese I've ever had at a restaurant.
Yes.
It's so damn good.
Yeah.
And they have like this jam sauce that they put on the wings, I think. There's like the jam and wings.
Yeah.
That.
Mm-hmm. And if I may, shout out to G himself, just an incredible curator, person, intentional lover, man, friend. And now I call him a personal friend. He's just somebody that is in an alignment.
Absolutely.
Yes. You would if you ever get a chance to meet him, just a phenomenal guy.
I've seen him on Instagram. We've never met though before.
Yeah.
Doesn't he host an event himself?
Yes, Liberation.
Yes. Him and his partner. I've seen them. Those events look like so much fun too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right, so we are going to get into the opening of our episode. We love to talk about some hoe shit. What have you been doing? Who you been fucking? Who you been sucking? You don't have to give names, but tell us the experiences. We want to know.
So I'm in this really weird period of life, actually.
Okay.
I got divorced maybe over a month ago.
Okay.
Before that, I did 45 days of abstinence. So I've only recently got back to being bust open.
Oh.
So yeah. But what Cardi say, rip me out the plastic, I'm acting brand new. So yes, I'm like newly single and just being really intentional about how I'm in the streets, because I've had my whole phase,
I love this. I absolutely continue. I just love this.
Okay.
I love a reawakening.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what it is, a reawakening. Because I'm like, I've had my sexual awakening. I've been there before, but I also feel like I quite literally wrote the book on it, on like sex positivity. And now that I've experienced both, like the liberation of, being single and being in love with my body and my sexuality, I've also gotten to this place of immense self-awareness.
Okay.
That also comes from being in relationship and deep relationships. So marriage also exposed me to a part of myself that I had not known as a single person. And now I'm like discovering, between the two where I want to be. And I do want to be married again. Like I love
a love story.
Yeah, I love love. And so, just figuring out what that looks like. I've been a little less sexual than I typically am, but it's because I'm really, I'm honed in on emotional safety.
What's your sign again?
I'm a Pisces, baby.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the flow, but also these oceans are deep.
So we had keep going.
Yeah. Just recently started getting back out there, and I got a neighbor bae that I fuck on.
Come on, neighbor bae.
Yes, and shout out to you. I appreciate you coming through every time I call. It's like that Ashanti song. Every time I call, he comes running. And but yeah,
it's real good.
It's real good. And then, transparently speaking, I got a bust down before I got here to DC Pride. I knew it was gonna be, dicks galore.
When you landed?
No, I got one this morning. No. But I knew I needed some before I got here because it was going to be in abundance when I got here. And so just to steer myself of, temptation and staying on my straight and narrow where I'm enjoying, my peace. I was like, I asked the nigga to stay the night and do what he needed to do this morning. And it was great. And yeah.
So let me ask you, your first time after, so like I have a friend of mine, a very close, he's one of my best friends. He's been going through his sexual awakening and like figuring out the things that he wants to do. Leak it. I love you, friend. And I had a conversation with him a couple nights ago, and I was basically telling him like, it's very important that as you, like, the whole phase is fun, right? Mm-hmm. We love our whole phase. We love going through the motions and just being just out there. But I feel like we all have like a second one, because this is the thing, like people love to treat sex like it's just transactional sometimes, or they like to treat sex sometimes like a possessive thing, like you're mine. And like sex is a journey. Like your sexual liberation, your sexual identity, it changes over time. And it's like, it's very important. And I'm glad you're really taking the steps to really hone in on what you want, what you're seeking, and the intentionality behind it. Because sometimes people get lost. And I think it's one of the reasons why darkroom culture in gay life is so popular, because a lot of people just look for something that's so easily accessible versus diving into, and there's nothing wrong with darkrooms. It just like, and we talk about this all the time, it shouldn't be your entire experience. Yeah. And I love that you're taking the time to just like, what do I want? Yeah. So like, are there any new kinks or fetishes that you've encountered? Stepping back out into the streets, getting your toes wet?
Not anything
wet in somebody's mouth.
I haven't tried anything new yet, but I have acknowledged this kink that I have to have multiple sex partners at a time.
Okay, so you are an orgy person.
Yeah, between threesome and orgy. Okay. But I like.
What does an orgy consist of for you? Like how many people?
An orgy would have to be anything over 3 additional people, right? Anything that constitutes more than a threesome.
I think orgy is 5 people.
Okay. So
you got foursomes. After the 4, I'm 5 is where you start. But then I also think an orgy has to. So it's 5 with stipulations. So it has to be 5 people who are all having sex together. Yes. Because 5 people fucking one person is a train. That is not an orgy.
So maybe I'm into trains. Oh. But I have. So this is the thing. I have not yet explored it. But in my previous whole phase before I was married, the way I used to navigate my single life was to go to sex parties. Okay. I did not like to do hookup apps because I didn't want anybody coming home with me. Valid. You're a stranger still at the end of the day. So this is my little place of peace. And energy, didn't want to welcome every energy into my home. And so the best place for me, and I did not like having sex with people I dated, because I feel like sex can change the dynamics of dating. And so the next best thing was, if I want to have sex, go to a sex party, have as much sex as I want to have in a night, and then get back to my, saved, sanctified, and
my own
dating experience. Yes.
I saw somebody post something like that recently, and they were just like, me waiting at the door of a stranger that I just met 11 minutes online, waiting to get bust down. And I was just like, that's going to happen so much this weekend. There's going to be so many people going to the doors of random strangers that they met. But look, we want you guys to be safe. I want to ask you this. So on our last episode, we talked about dating and kink culture, and we have this thing for Pisces. And since you are Pisces, I want to know if this is true for you. So this says, kink registration for Pisces. You guys are dreamy, devotional, and fantasy-led. You like to be dissolved in the experience. Candles, fantasy, music, and eye contact. You want the experience to sweep you away emotionally, intimately, mentally, and physically. Yeah. Things to explore: fantasy, role play, sensory play, surrendering, and dreamy romantic filth smut. Yeah. Does this?
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, read me all day long. Yeah. I am one who sets the tone, I need an ambiance when we about to fuck. Okay. So these blue lights in here, like just turn the white lights off and we be...
Oh, okay.
Turn on the right music.
Alexa.
Yeah. And I'm a little bit of a hood nigga when I'm fucking. So I want to hear Party Next Door. Ooh. Like, yeah, like...
Oh, I thought you was finna say, you say hood shit while you having sex. I was like, give us a demonstration, girl.
Oh, Nah, I'm just really adamant about my yes when I'm fucking. So I'm typically like letting my nigga know yes, yes, you can keep going. So,
Are you a verbal person during sex?
Not incredibly, other than my yes,
Okay.
but like I've been with guys who just want to like coach you through the whole fucking thing and do this and do that, and I'll be like, shut the fuck up. If you don't get in this moment. And one thing I can't stand in sex.
I want you to say that again to your camera. Please look in your camera and tell them what you don't like.
If you doing too much fucking talking during sex, shut the fuck up. Because at the end of the day, you need to be in this moment. I cannot stand performance in sex.
Really?
I do not perform for me. Like if you are not engaged and like in it, like you said, locking eyes, and every now and again close your fucking eyes. Don't stare at me the whole goddamn time. Cause I'm being a slut right now. And I'm not going to stare the whole time because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna dream about the one nigga I want in my mouth, the other nigga I want licking my nipple. But it's just you and I. But let my fantasy do what it needs to do.
It's the honesty for me. I absolutely love this, and
except
like,
if you
thinking about you.
Except if you a Gemini and you can do all those things at once.
You like Geminis?
I hate Geminis. But they can fuck. Like, woo!
So I'm polyamorous.
Okay.
So my husband is he's a Capricorn.
Okay.
And my daddy Shashtam is a Gemini. They're interesting people.
There's multiple people at one time.
But no, he's been really great. Daddy and I have been having some really great experiences lately. I posted on Instagram yesterday about my being gay moment. He decided to color my entire head.
I saw that
in follicle hairs because I was disobedient. And he gave me a little bit of degradation play. But he bought this new belt. So I don't know how kick you are. I like being flogged. I know we talked about that demonstration. He whipped my ass yesterday.
Oh damn!
I woke up this morning and I was just like, I did chest on Monday. I haven't done legs.
With your legs in bad.
Why is my back and my ass hurting so goddamn bad? He wore my ass out.
Damn.
Like I woke up, but it wasn't like a hurting pain. It's like that pain when you go to the gym and the next day you just sore. That's how I felt this morning. Because I was just like, I know I haven't worked my back out. I said back day is today actually, which I'm gonna miss because I'm going out. But I was like, man. I woke up. I was in bliss when I realized where this pain was coming from.
Damn.
But definitely. Speaking of that, have you ever thought, since you're going into this new phase, about, are you a serial monogamous? Or are you non-monogamy practicing, or do you want?
I'm monogamish.
Monogamish. Okay.
Yes. So I like to be primarily monogamous because I'm very territorial.
Okay.
Like weirdly so.
At least you understand that.
Yes.
Knowing this half the battle.
But at the same time, I think it is very important that myself and my partner have the space to continue exploring our sexual lives. And so, whatever those boundaries look like, whether it's you fucking when we're out of town because we're on trips, also whatever that safety looks like. If we're not, don't fuck my friends, don't fuck my enemies, don't fuck nobody in the same city because they just, when we together, it's us. But baby, if you, on your work trip and you do what you do, let's make sure that you call me before you go to bed. Call me when you wake up. Let me know you're safe.
So you are non-monogamous with open relationship
agreements.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember my husband and I, we were when we got to that phase. I think boundaries are very important when it comes to doing that because it was three of us.
So your dom that you call daddy is different than your husband?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm polyamorous.
Okay.
So my dom, my daddy, and I are also in a relationship, but I'm also in a power dynamic with him.
Okay.
Which means he has autonomy over certain things that I do with the power I give him.
Your daddy?
Yes. Okay. The subs are always in control.
I think that's so hot. You call him daddy. Yeah.
That's my man. But then I also have my husband. That's my man. That's my husband. That's my ride or die. I do everything with him every day. He's my nesting partner. So basically, my husband and I we have a non-hierarchical relationship.
Okay.
So that means that like if he meets another partner and he falls in love with them, he has the opportunity to love them equally as he loves me.
Okay.
But him and I are nesting partners and like we live our life together.
Gotcha.
So he can go spend nights with them, he can go spend weekends with them. But at the end of the day,
Can and does that actually happen? Those are two different things.
yes, it has happened before.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And like with my dad and I, he is in a hierarchical relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So he has his husband, and I'm second to that as well. And so it's like the biggest thing is just understanding boundaries, respecting those boundaries, respecting the people that are in them.
Yeah.
But I just be open to it.
Mm.
I'm not saying be open to poly. I'm saying be open to like whatever comes your way.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you know like the things that you are open to, and just have fun exploring.
Yeah. No, I'm learning. I actually have someone who was we were having a conversation about polyamory because he's polyamorous, and and wanted me to be a part of the dynamic, and I'm just like,
tell me about it.
Well, I just, self-awareness let me know, the way I'm territorial, I don't know if it would work out for me. But like, I love how you just presented the different types of dynamics. So like nesting. Mm-hmm. I'm really big on that because, the same way I, have a business partner, and we, have this priority of our business and we have to build together. Mm-hmm. I love the idea of having a partner in life that has that same understanding. Like, this is our first commitment. Yeah. We're going to, buy this home together. We're going to have these babies together. We're going to create safety around that. I just haven't been able to fully wrap my mind around what the other relationships look like and if they would not make me feel or my relationship dynamic feel threatened.
Would you be open to like having two partners like together in a throuple? And then both, like y'all are all for each other, because that's where. So I've done plenty of different types of polyamory, and I think that one, when I was in it, I think that's easier for people. But let me say something: polyamory is not to fix your broken relationships. A lot of you guys like to do that shit. You're having problems with your partner, and then you want to go into poly life. No, okay. You need to have a strong foundation before you look into adding said thing. So. Husband and I did that, but when we finally got our foundation right and we decided to venture off into different avenues of being in the poly life, but we started in a monogamous throuple. So it was him and his husband, and then I joined, and we would still be together to this day, but he passed away. So it's okay. A lot of people are like, there's this, I think it's not ETV, one of them fucking shows that has the random weird stories on it, but there's a poly TV show that shows different types of polyamorous relationships. And like I have seen, they've had episodes of like women with like two men, or like men with two women. I've seen a man with like 6 women. I've seen 3 females living together. Like, would you be open to like joining a relationship, or you and your partner having someone added to y'all?
When I did my whole phase, I was often a unicorn, like to other, so like the
I'm
third.
Glad you understand what that means.
Yes. I was the third in the relationship. And it was enjoyable because I think for me, I had emotional safety with one or both of the persons. And I also didn't have any emotional attachment. So like safety without attachment, I could do that navigating as a single person. Meanwhile, like, at the same time, one of these relationships where I was a unicorn, one of the guys was my dom. So like it was also like I'm used to him telling me what to do.
So you've been in the dynamic life.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Again, but I've done it as a single person. I think that as I came into like my own self-awareness, I was like, okay, this is the dynamic that I want or need to flourish in. Okay. Yeah. So, because they actually asked me to be like officially a part of their relationship, and I was like,
that's what happens a lot. A lot of dynamics, they end up actually being relationships. Yeah. You spend a lot of time with this person, and you expose so much of your vulnerability to them. Yeah. To the point where you develop these major attachments. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go into I know we can literally talk about this all day, but we want to get into the episode. We are going to talk about or doing our little icebreaker. So I like to do this thing on Instagram where the girls love to ask me questions, and I get a lot of confessions, and I also get some questions. And we, since you've been in this life, and you are familiar with what the girls be doing, let's see what they're saying. All right, so the first one is, coach me on how to use poppers. What would you tell somebody when it comes to using poppers?
Child.
Are you?
Why the tops use poppers? I mean,
so I know.
I know why the bottoms do it to open you up, but I feel like it is really a phenomenon. Like more than not, I'm discovering tops using poppers. Now, granted, I do the virtual bait sessions. Y'all not gonna know it's me because my face ain't never on there. Mm-hmm. Damn, I just submitted to that. And on the bait sessions, yes, there are literally like poppers bait sessions where like you sniff poppers and jerk off. I'm not a poppers person.
Okay.
Every time I do poppers, I feel like I'm gonna die. Heart starts racing. I'm like, holy shit, this is it.
So poppers, all poppers are not made equal.
Okay.
All right. So I would definitely encourage, if you guys are popper users, to so there's this company called Twisted Beast, and they make these like they're skulls. There's red, black, and gold. And those poppers have a euphoric sense to them. I know females that go to the club and sniff poppers.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now, I think that is the thing. If you're going to do poppers, do it on the dance floor.
Okay. Because people do G on the dance floor. It's just an elongated G feeling sometimes.
Yes. And like you're going to feel the beat in your chest. Like that is an incredible experience. But don't bust the shit on the ground because not everybody wants to do this.
Has that happened?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's happened so many times. Okay.
You gotta clear out the dark room because everybody about to pass out. Jesus.
That has happened so many times. I used to live in Augusta at this gay resort, and popper bottles used to get dropped in there all the time. Walk in, getting high already, ain't done shit. But to answer your question, poppers all poppers are not created equal. So it's like some of them do give you that very euphoric feeling. And especially like, I know some poppers, some tops like to use poppers because they like that relaxed feeling that they get. I know when I do poppers, my dick will die. Like erection is gone. I know some people who can, because if you think about it, what poppers does is it lowers your blood pressure, right? Okay. And it allows you to like it elevates your heart rate, but it can cause you to lower your blood pressure to lower. I think that's proper. But I do know you cannot take poppers and do erectile drugs. You can have a heart attack. So for tops, when they do it, I know some tops that love to do it when they're about to come because then they get that euphoric feeling. But it does help with just like easing the mood for them. I just know that every time I do poppers, like, I don't. So guys that you don't know how many times I've seen tops take erectile, like Viagra, sildenafil, do poppers and tren. Like not tren. What's that thing that they stick in their dicks? What's it called?
I don't know about this one.
It's the drug that you Trimax. Trimax. Have you heard of Trimax? Trimax is a drug that so I have a very good relationship with my urologist. So you have sildenafil, and then you have Viagra, and then there's another one. But those are usually pills that help with lowering, allowing you to be able to have an erection. After those things, you can do penile pumps to physically pull it in. But then you also have Trimax, which is an injectable, like you use like anywhere from like a 28 or like an insulin needle gauge, and you draw it in and you put it into the top vein of your dick. Okay. And you push it in and then you rub it through and then you will have a hard on for hours.
Oh Lord.
And it will not go. It usually.
But is it pleasurable?
Away. Yes. Absolutely. Oh. I've done Trimax twice.
Ay, Dios mío.
When you see the girls in the videos, the majority of them are on Trimax, especially when they're
like in porn.
In the porn, yes, it is Trimax. Like I have a friend of mine. He went to New York and fucked like 10 people in a weekend.
Got you.
And made video content with all of them. You're not doing that naturally.
Got it.
But they'll do that. I know guys that go to Darkrooms, they'll put Trimax in and they'll fuck through the entire. Oh wow. Even after you come, you're so hard.
Gotcha.
Like that, I had that experience with this really great daddy bear that I used to fuck in San Diego, and his erection just stayed hard. Like he was fucking me. He was on top of me, and I get to the point where like I'm just tired. He's tired, and he fell asleep inside me. Oh wow! And we took a 3-hour nap, and he was still hard the entire time. Wow. So that is another thing you can use, but you cannot do those things and take poppers. I'm
learning so much today. Wow.
Okay, let's go to the next question. Let's do a confession, actually. I hope that was your little class on poppers today, guys. If this will load. All right. Let's see. I am a married man, but I keep cruising understalls in public. Ooh. It is my biggest turn on.
Like Okay, so cruising is actually my kink.
Really?
Yes,
I love cruising.
I love cruising.
I went cruising for the first time at a park 2 weeks ago.
For the first time?
For the first time. In a park, like a public park.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, I was
I've been cruising before.
Okay.
But I went to a public park in DC and went cruising. It was so fun.
Okay.
I do nothing.
Got to be careful cruising. Got to be careful because they're like preying on us again these days. They being law enforcement. We had like 20 folks in Atlanta, black men, get arrested, and like then they profile their pictures. Like, so you got to be careful while cruising. However, the anonymity of it all, the allure of just like this stranger that you don't know, but y'all making eyes at each other and you touching yourself, I'm touching myself. I just think it is so fucking fascinating and so sexy, and you don't know this person's story. And depending on how you cruise, I'm a safe cruiser. Like I'm not fucking or sucking. Like I'm just, I'm gonna jerk my dick. It's just like the turn on of it all. I feel like it's safe. I'm like, this is a safe express, very much like the virtual jerking off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like you over there, I'm over here, but we together and we like sharing this energy.
Some of the girls go farther and they fuck down in the woods.
Yeah.
And they fucking like I would love to have the ability to do that one day. Daddy has restrictions, so that's not happening.
I've seen it. The Ramble in New York. If y'all ever,
Really? The Rainbow?
The Ramble. The Ramble and fuck, what is the park in Harlem? It is escaping me right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know the fucking park in Harlem, the one that has the hill.
Okay.
They know exactly what I'm talking about.
Ooh, we love a good cruising park. The art of cruising is dying in a sense of like people like there is a art to cruising. Like, and you talked about it, which is like that part of like they rubbing their body, like, you making that eye contact with somebody and you touching yourself and they touching yourself. And it's so hot.
Not you turning me on.
It is there's something so sensual about it, and y'all just looking at each other like, is this gonna go down?
I think it's so energetic, and that's what gets me about it. Is like it is very little physical, so like energetic. It's just like you are reading this person, they reading you. It might just be. And cruising is also transformed because now it's in every gym, in every gym shower and sauna.
I love a good gym.
Because now you about to shower right after, and
I definitely fuck people in the gym.
Yeah, been there too. Temple in New York, y'all know what y'all doing.
Gravity in Atlanta. Definitely have. All right, here's one. I like to put gummy bears down my spine all the way past my crack and eat them. Oh, hold on. I think they're saying this to me. Hold on. They want to put gummy bears down my spine all the way past my crack and eat their way down. Ooh. Have you done any food play before?
Have I? Yes. Do I? No.
What did you do?
Because why is it so sticky now? Like, what is going on? What are we doing?
What did you do?
I mean, I think this was like, I've done like chocolate sauce and
I wouldn't do chocolate sauce.
whipped cream and stuff like
That's
that.
That's too much.
Yeah,
those are sticky foods.
Yeah,
I don't believe in doing those.
Keep my food over here and keep my dick here. They need to remain separate. We going in all the ways. I know we were just talking about bottoming and that it's okay to eat, but you know what? No, as a matter of fact.
I like using flavored lubes that are edible. So, and I also like using I like things that don't leave a sticky residue afterwards.
I feel like flavored lubes are hella sticky.
Not all of them. Some of them, especially the water-based ones, they eventually they'll wash off quickly as long as you suck it off properly.
But then let me ask you this. Okay. If you use flavored lube, can you fuck with that same lube on your dick still?
Absolutely.
And it's not going to be sticky?
The ones I used were not.
Okay.
So Platinum has some flavored lubes.
Okay.
They had a banana one and they had a strawberry one, and I used both of them, and they were water-based, and we didn't have any sticky residue afterwards.
You got eczema?
No, I don't.
I got eczema.
Oh, then that's different.
See, I think my body be like real particular.
I would put it on a spot, lick it on that spot, leave it for a couple, minutes and see how because you don't want that all over your body. Other things I don't mind snacks, the gummy bear thing. I've actually done. I'm obsessed with gummy bears.
What other snacks? What other snacks?
What else have I done? I've done peanut butter.
Okay.
I definitely, my partner. So my husband, the one that passed away, he was obsessed with peanut butter. So me tell y'all this. I went and got the peanut butter jar and I slathered the peanut butter jar down his ass crack. And I ate I licked his ass clean of peanut butter. And he was not happy with it.
Yeah.
He was actually pissed because I was eating his peanut butter. He's like, that's my peanut butter. But I've done peanut butter and I just made sure I licked everything clean and I fucked him right afterwards.
Damn.
I've done that and I've done powdered sugar as well because it doesn't leave a sticky residue.
Powdered sugar?
Yes.
The same powdered sugar that be on beignets?
Yes.
That's messy.
you
it's all over the room. It's in my clothes.
But you sprinkle it. You sprinkle it. You don't like douse their body. You put it on their body and you can just lick it up.
This sound like baby powder. just everywhere. It's caked up. I don't know, but I believe you.
All right, let's do one more. Okay, hold on. I just lost it. Let's do one more and then we're going to get into our episode. Talk about Deviant. All right. When I tell you I have questions.
Wow.
Questions.
Holy shit.
That I get asked every day. All right. Ooh, I didn't say this one. Sometimes I find underwears around the locker room and I take them home to sniff.
You saw my face. That's my honest reaction. I tried to, pick it back up. Okay. But what the fuck?
So I've never taken a gym one, but I am obsessed with sniffing. Like undies is one of my kinks as well.
But somebody you know, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, somebody I know.
Yeah.
But the person, what was said here, there is a market for it. Did you not see Orange is the New Black?
I watched some of it.
So there is a part in the season when the girls start selling their used underwear. They make thousands of dollars. Yeah. So they get the girls, like there's, you know what I tell you, like there's a kink for everything.
Hell yeah.
The people are into it. My only thing, only thing is, if you were to say gym underwear, I wouldn't put it in my face. I would sniff and discard.
It's the whole thing of them stealing people's underwear that they don't know.
Left there. So like in the showers or something people left, they've left, it's just hanging around.
Sorry, so let me change my language. It's the idea of them getting underwear of people they don't know. It's just like
people buy them though. I've had Instagram followers who do not know who I am who have said I will. I had one dude offer me $500 for me to nut in a jar and send it to him.
But they know you. They're watching you on.
Don't know me.
He sees you.
They are aware of who I am.
Yeah,
it's the same concept if you think about it.
Because if my gym crush, who I have laid eyes on, leaves his undies, then sure, I don't think that's like terrible. I'm not sniffing your undies. But if somebody does that, fine. But just to find the undies abandoned, you don't know who these underwear. You don't know. And you just gonna be sniffing them?
The girls like what they like. Sniff, sniff, baby.
What's your parents say? What would your mama say about that goddamn? Stop.
All right, let's get into our episode. Okay, so let's talk about Deviant. Origin stories. Okay, what inspired the creation of Deviant?
Okay, what inspired Deviant? I was a sociology major in college. That's the boring story. But it relates in that I fell in love with these terms of sex positivity, body positivity, and harm reduction. I thought they were phenomenal, and I just never seen them like practice in real life until I went to a circuit party. Okay. And I was like, oh shit, everybody's dressed sexy as hell here. Regardless of the differences in bodies, everybody is being able to be celebrated and celebrate their sexual selves. I seen like...
Do you remember the name of that first party you went to?
The first one I went to, I don't. And it's going to come back to me as soon as this interview is over. But the one that I continued going to was Meet.
Meet.
Yes. Okay. Shout out to Meet in New York City. Fell in love with that party. And I remember particularly like seeing this dude with a huge ass dick getting his dick sucked. And like, I was, first focused on the dick. And I looked up and I was like, oh, I just think it's wonderful that his body... He wasn't like this chiseled, 6 foot tall. No, but he had a nice ass dick. And I was like, this is wonderful. It would be dope if there were more black people in this space. And because I'm particularly like only into black men.
Yes.
Let me rephrase that. I'm not into white men.
Okay.
So I would always...
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I started going to Meet with my friends. I would invite 2 or 3 of my friends to go to Meet with me. And there was one other group, also here from DC, a friend group from DC, and they would bring their friends. Okay. So it'd be like 3 of them, 3 of us. And after a while, we done all messed around already. So I'm like, well, shit. In the space, one of my friends that I go with, he tells me, Micah, I did not have a good time. He was like, I don't look like y'all. I don't have the chest and the pecs and the abs. And these white men look right by me. And he's like, and this music is fucking terrible. And so where I felt like, oh, we're in this space and it's like, you know, we're all feeling seen and celebrated and liberated. My friend, a fellow Black queer man, was like, hey, I don't feel like they are celebrating Black men outside of a certain body type.
Yes.
And there's no Black culture here. Okay. And that's when I was like, okay, it's time to create, because I love my friend. Mm-hmm. I love my friend. He was, the joy of my life. And I was like, yeah, if you're not feeling this, then yeah, some shit's missing. Mm-hmm. And so 2019, we're also in the Trump administration, first era of the Orange Man. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, you know, Black people are, you know, just missing out on so much creativity, innovation, because we're in constant response to the headlines, kind of like what's happening today.
Yeah.
And we are the cultural engine of the world.
Oh, absolutely.
And particularly Black queer people. And so I'm like, you know, if we're constantly in response to, you know, kids in cages and, you know, God knows whatever other racist, you know, I remember the Proud Boys fucking marches in Virginia, all this shit that's going on in the world. I'm like, if we're always in response to that, we're not really being ourselves and innovating and creating. We're missing out on so much like of ourselves. And so I was like, you know, if only for 4 or 5 hours, I would love to create a space where we can be as Black as we want to be, mm-hmm. as queer as we want to be, and very intentional about on the queer identity. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm like, you know, I grew up as a young queer boy idolizing Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. Mm-hmm. I want to put on my fucking leather. I grew up idolizing Kimberly, Pink Ranger, from Power Rangers. I want to put on my pink. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, you know what? If only for 4 or 5 hours, I want to create a space based on these 3 core values: sex positivity, practice consent, be intentionally sexy, don't yuck anybody's yum, body positivity, celebrate everybody's body regardless of the differences, mm-hmm. Love your own skin, and harm reduction. You know, that equates to sex. You know, use your condoms, use your lube, find out about your PrEP and DoxyPep now. DoxyPep wasn't a thing then in the States. I was going to Mexico and still getting mine. Mm-hmm. A bitch been ahead of her time, or at least ahead of this government. I
have a quick question though. Mm-hmm. When you created Deviant, was the culture to be a circuit party, or was it just to be a space for Black people to go and enjoy themselves with that familiarity of like a skeleton? Because one of the things that, especially like, there's plenty of Black people who love circuit parties, right? Yeah. But there's a lot of Black people who don't want to. Like, we've had people say like kink is white people shit, which is not. We understand that that's not a thing, but like the circuit culture does have a white lens on it sometimes. Mm-hmm. So like, I'm interested, like, what was the origin of it to be?
So Deviant was always about Black culture, mm-hmm. Black queer culture specifically, right? And so even the circuit parties that have...
and for the record, I love circuit parties. Mm-hmm. It's just that when you tell somebody you're going to a circuit party, they're just like, I'm like, I like that shit.
Yeah.
But continue.
I think it's very similar to kink culture though, right? Like in the way that it's been whitewashed, mm-hmm. and so people associate it as white. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the actual origins of even circuit parties, like... that is their origins are Black queer culture. Robin S. is a Black woman. Mm-hmm. So when you listen to Show Me Love in the 90s and you're at the top of your lungs, Crystal Waters is a Black woman. Pump the Jam, I didn't even realize that. That is a Black woman with a fucking fro.
Absolutely.
Like, these are Black people and Black origins that like started the raves in the 90s, that then, yes, attracted white gay men and white men. But that dance culture, to be sweating and sexy and like feeling your beat, that is from Black people. And so I really think that we return to ourselves. And Deviant was all about returning to dance before Renaissance came out. And, you know, shout out to Beyonce for making it popular amongst the niggas again.
Absolutely.
But we were always about just like introducing Black people back to dancing, because the sections were wearing me the fuck out. I didn't want to stare at nobody from across the room in my own space with friends that I already fucking knew, and pay $400 or $500 for the bottle. And I get it; it benefits the fucking Instagram and the curator. But that's not fun for me.
No,
I want to shake some ass.
I want to actually dance. Let me ask you this next question. Black queer nights has historically been survival resistance and community, but not just partying. And I think that's something that's very important. Like you talk about the fact that we've already been here. It is not a white thing. Like we have plenty of Black artists that have been in the circuit scene, and really being able to just like take that back. It's like I feel like we were copied, and then it was popularized, and then it's like this is there. Like no, this shit was ours to begin with. And so I love the fact that you doubled down on it. Let's talk about Deviant. One of the biggest assumptions that people have when it comes to Deviant that it's sometimes just about sex. Why do you think people reduce queer spaces to this?
I think that first off, Deviant is intentionally named, right? I thought about what was the worst thing that they would try to call us as Black queer people, and how do we reclaim that language?
Ooh, I love that.
The same way that I can refer to somebody in camaraderie as my nigga. I think that Deviant, it quite literally means those who are socially and sexually opposite of the mainstream. To be socially opposite of mainstream in America, white ass racist America, is to be Black or brown, and to be sexually opposite of the heteronormativity is to be queer. And so I thought it perfectly fitting. And you know what? To be proud of being Deviant, I was like, yeah, like this is it. This is the name. It was also the name of a project I did in college where we had to like go out into the world and just do something uncomfortable so that we could experience what it was like to be a queer person. And that uncomfortability, my professor told me, was like, go in the lunchroom and instead of sitting at the table, sit on the ground, see how people respond to you. When you get on the elevator, face backwards, face everybody, you know, and see how people respond to you. But that is the experience of being a Black person.
If I got elevated, somebody did that, I'd be like, what?
Like, yeah.
You're right.
But we know what it is to be a Black person in an all-white space or be a queer person in the world before media began giving a fuck about us. We know what it is to be constantly pushed on the margins and for people to meet us with either policing or just being completely ignored. And so yeah, the name Deviant was intentional, and I completely forgot your original question.
What is one of the biggest assumptions that people have that Deviant is just about sex? Why do you think people reduce this in your queer space?
Yes, and so I think that it's easy to try and reduce queer people, regardless of race, to being about sex. Sex has played a huge part in our movement, in our liberation. It's been a huge part of like taking back ownership of our sexuality. Has been a huge part of the movement, the queer movement. And, you know, it's just, I think because of respectability, because of religion, it is easy to try to reduce queer people to just about sex. And I think it's no different from Deviant that is proud about its differences, right? I think that unfortunately Black people, I love us, but many of us are steeped in respectability. You know, even from the era of the civil rights movement, we thought that in order to gain respect or safety, we had to dress in a suit and tie. That's bullshit. You know, if somebody's racist, they're going to meet you with violence regardless. And absolutely true. And likewise with religion, you know, it's often made us feel that we're too far from God, and God is God's love is unreachable for us because of our differences. And it's quite the opposite. God loves us exactly as we are. And I think the more and the sooner that we can like return to that, the better.
David Brandon, I love him, by the way.
Me too.
He said something on this podcast that he did, and he said, you are closest to God when you're coming. He's like, when you're about to nut, you should manifest what you want. Yeah. In that moment, ask for the things that you want as you orgasm and you release, because coming is such a spiritual thing to me. Absolutely. It is like, I can talk about this all day, but I agree with you. Like sex is so transformative. If you do it properly, understand the connectivity that you have with it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, why else do you think the powers that be, and just speaking more plainly, the old white men want so much to control our sexuality, whether it's queer people's sexuality or women's? It's because when we have ownership of our sexuality, we are fucking powerful. When you can't tell me that my worth is diminished or more based on you owning me, bitch, I'm powerful. I'm fucking free. And I think that is what, Deviant seeks to do, is like really liberate people, not just, physically, but also first starting here in the mind. Think for yourself, figure out what the fuck you want, mind, body, and soul. What does and doesn't work for you, and don't yuck nobody's yum. If you don't, baby, I'm abstinent right now, and I still don't gotta slut shame nobody.
Exactly.
Get your fucking life. It may not be for me at the time, but that's fine.
I do think so. When it comes to that question, and my perception that the space that deviants are, that people think it is just sexual. This is what I will say: you will always find what you're looking for. If you're looking for drugs, you're gonna find drugs.
Right.
If you're just looking for sex, you're going to find sex. I do think, you said something earlier. Black culture, especially in gay life, we do try to marginalize ourselves to other things to sometimes be acceptable. With religion and being heteronormative acting, because we still want to be accepted by our community sometimes. But amongst ourselves in our queer communities, sometimes the girls can be judgmental, right? And so it's like, what I want to say is the mindset of, y'all don't cancel me. I think the mindset of Black culture when it comes to circuit and nightlife needs to be more community based. And I do believe that you are doing that, because you are one of the few people who has events that are not just circuit parties. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Like I'm gonna call y'all out. I know what's that Mega Wolf, okay? It's a big circuit party that happens in LA and Atlanta. Furball, I've danced for them. I love them, but they are just circuits, right? And no one's saying they're bad, but they don't go into the community. They don't have the game nights. They don't give back, Well, I don't know what y'all do with your personal money if you're giving charities, but like there is no like, hey, we want to come here and do this for the community. And I think Deviant does provide an anonymity for people to kind of go there and be somebody else.
Yes.
It does. It allows people to put that mask on. No one has to know what you're doing. And you can do what you want. Live the life you want. Be that different person for the night. And that is needed. But I think that there's a balance in the mindset of us as queer Black people that build your community. Your community does not, because y'all love brunch. The girls will show up for brunch and we will talk and kiki and the house parties. But when it comes to nightlife, sometimes we like to, they want to be different people, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you can still build your community in the club as well. When you're at the club, don't stand on the wall. Talk to people. Shake ass. Go dance.
But back to your question, I think that we've gotten in Black culture, in Black queer culture, we've gotten way more comfortable with doing the respectability thing. So we'll go sit in the section because, this means I have money. And we'll wear our Sundays best because, this means I'm a fashionista today. And Deviant asks you to shed all that bullshit. We literally let people in for free for knowing their status. It's not about the money. And I think that's the major difference that we have from like other circuit parties that are not Black and brown centric, is that we are providing, refuge that is historic to Black and brown LGBTQ people, because we're constantly the ones under attack. And to answer your question, why is sex, often, the shadow cast on Deviant? I think that Black people and just people in general, but particularly Black queer, community, we try and police each other. And so, we see freedom being operated and we like, what you doing over there? and it's our mother's voice, coming out, telling us, take off them heels. Why y'all dressed like that?
Again, please.
And so it's just, we gotta,
oh my God.
we got so much unlearning. We got so much unlearning to do, but those voices that have formed our internal monologues, they end up coming out at each other, and it's despicable, frankly.
I tell people all the time, I'm the poster child for liberation. I don't know if you know about Seventh-day Adventist culture. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist Jamaican child.
Damn.
Okay, so there was already every weekend from birth to 21 in
knocking on doors.
Okay, I have done the door thing. Here's the Jesus. I'm
here to talk to you about my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
I went to private school in the church that I was a part of. I also am Caribbean. There is no acceptance for you being a batty boy.
Mm.
Like that shit I've had people try to pray it out of me. And when I tell you, I got to a point in my life where I was just like, I don't want this. I want to be who I am.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of you guys don't, I'm not saying my struggle is harder than yours, but I'm saying like the cards are stacked against me. I should be in retrospect, I should be some closeted 30-something-year-old, still going to church, sucking dick on the weekends, going to the steam rooms, trying to get my, and I said, no.
Yeah.
I got to a point, and this is because of my husband, the one that passed away. He was so instrumental in my life, where he taught me, like, you can have what you want. You can be who you want. You do not have to, and that is important. And I'm glad to hear you talk about that. The culture of Deviant is respective of this, because it's needed. We don't have to walk in this space and try to outdress each other or try to be better than each other. You are providing a space for people to come and just be what they want to be for the night. It's not just about sex. It's not just about getting drunk. It's about you to come and see other people and just be in a community.
And quite literally, the music is amazing.
Yes, it is.
You don't got to touch a dark room. If you worried about that, go dance. God damn. Absolutely. What are y'all complaining about? If you want to, but if you, man. You know what I'm saying? Literally, and that's what I've accepted. That's what I've accepted. At this point, if y'all tag Deviant, I just accepted you're a clout chaser and bitch, get your life. I'm used to it. I would say before Deviant started, I was raised to be a virgin, so I was married. I got used to wearing the scarlet letter my entire life. So I'm like, now that my organization gets the same treatment, I'd be like, girl, you a bad bitch. This is what bad bitch treatment looks like.
I really should. All right. Let's talk about the body positivity and queer visibility. Yes. How harmful can beauty standards be in queer nightlife?
Oh, terribly harmful. The same way we police each other on sexuality, we police each other's bodies, especially gay men. Regardless of race, gay men have like this machismo thing, and we associate fitness with sexual acceptability, sexual attraction. It is out of control, honestly.
I went to New York recently, not to cut you off, and it was surprising to me how your gym membership is now part of culture, gay culture.
Yeah, like
if you don't go to a respectable gym, it's like, oh, what are you doing? But continue. You're very correct.
I don't know how we got to paying over $200 a month for a gym. Jesus. I mean, I miss you, LA Fitness. $20 a month, but like, I mean, I've fallen victim to it myself. I pay over $200 a month for my gym membership, but it's because I really
$65.
I really love the spa experience after. And every now and again, like I said,
there's nothing wrong with it. Just the point is, just because you go to Equinox or just because you go to Vita Fitness does not make you better than the person who goes to Planet Fitness.
Yeah,
it does not.
Yeah,
but culture has said it does.
Yeah, the way I've come to understand body positivity is really about understanding body negativity. What it does to a person to hate their body. And I've been that person. I've been that person because I'm too skinny and I don't feel like I'm man enough or like I'm respected as a man enough. And I've also seen folks who felt like they just didn't have the idealized body I've seen it all. Too big, too small. And I've seen what it does to us in our decision making, particularly how I'll let somebody treat me or how I'll treat myself because I feel less worthy.
Now, I do want to address something.
Yeah.
So sometimes, and I think it's important for people to hear this come from you, right? Some of the deviant parties, especially the ones that I've been to, there's a look for the men that are in there. They do typically be fit. What is the message that you have for people who don't feel like they have the body to go to deviant?
First off, First off, it's your space. Like quite literally, Deviant was built on inclusivity. I felt like if we were to create another circuit party, after the one, and this is like no shade to meat, but like why go and create another space that if it already existed, right? So like my purpose in creating Deviant was so that Black and brown queer people could feel that this was their space, but also if we then became exclusively for fit Black and brown queer men, then what the fuck did we do? We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
This is not revolutionary. And so we've been intentional about body positivity being our core value, because it is for all bodies. And quite like whatever, people always like come to me sometimes and they be like, thank you so much for creating Deviant. I'm like, bitch, thank you. Deviant is only what we make it as a community. I intentionally made certain it wasn't named after me. It wasn't Micah Marquez events. It is all of ours. It is all of our kindness, all of our joy, all of our bodies, all of our sexuality, all of our music, our culture. We all create the space together. And so for those who feel like, the space isn't for them, baby, show up and come to me and tell me that you want to be in the next photo shoot. Because what you don't need to do is complain about the fucking ads and then not want to be on the ad. Like come be a part of the fucking photo shoot.
Yes. Like
that inspiration is from the fucking Jet magazines. We want you to be on the fucking Jet magazine, the Deviant ad. But just come on out.
I had a friend, he talked to me about it. Because I've been to a couple of Deviant events, and the ones that I've been to, I had a great time at them, but I am, a generally fit person, so I feel comfortable with myself. But he told me, like, he's a bigger person. He's like, I don't always feel the most comfortable. But he's like, he was with his friends, and that was the important thing from what came from him. He says he went with people that he felt comfortable with, but when he got there, he eventually started dancing, and then he felt good.
Yeah.
And I think we put a lot of outward like views and stipulations on our acceptability based of our bodies. And you can't, and typically, like, I understand, circuit life does have a body type. It kind of does. I'm not going to negate that. But it is open to everybody.
Yeah.
And I think the important thing is, like we created an event called Frequency, and we wanted everyone to go there. And if people come to these events, you have to be the moving block, right? You have to be the first person to step on the court and say, I'm in next.
Right.
If all of you keep, and I'm not trying to call you out, but it's like if everyone keeps saying, "Oh, I don't feel accepted or seen there," then no one's ever going to be there.
Yeah.
You have to go out on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And look, I'm in my bulk phase right now. The abs are not there. I don't look like all the girls, but I will be at Deviant shaking my ass. Okay? In my chaps. Yeah. And I'm going to have a damn good time.
And I'll tell you this, anybody who knows me personally knows that, one, I love big boys. Two, I love femme folks. I feel like that is where real energy lies. Again,
because mass ain't do shit for nobody.
and going back to our like conversation in sexuality, like I hate performance. Like if you putting on too much, are we really connecting? And when we get to the dance floor, baby, it's the femboys that's gonna shake some ass.
Okay.
And it's a big boy that is nice and hairy that I want to rub on. At the end of the day, what am I doing with somebody that is just as small as me? Nothing wrong with that, But for me, myself, and I, and anybody who knows me personally will say that I will, if you're uncomfortable in Deviant ever, find me. I'm typically at the front door, and I will literally hold your hand, walk you around the space until you feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
And if you shake an ass, I'm gonna bring you to the stage. So
period.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Deviant in different cities. How does the energy change from city to city? Because like I know there are events in Atlanta, New York. You guys have done Dallas as well. I have not been to. Only events I've been to has been in DC and Atlanta. And how does the venue change as you go from city to city?
Yeah, it's just as culturally specific as the Black people in that city. So DC may want to hear a bit more go. My favorite right now, because it's been 6 years, and so it's always like transforming, right? My favorite right now is actually London.
Really?
We went to Notting Hill Carnival last year, and it was just incredible. One, hearing garage music is how they say it.
Okay.
Fucking phenomenal, like this mixture of sounds, all dance music, and just like international Black people is really fucking hot. It's just, all the accents. And a lot of them are like African men. And their bodies are incredible. Just like, shit, all this chocolate. I'm just like, my God. Like it was just amazing. And they dance. Oh my God, they dance.
I can't stand seeing niggas stand on the wall, man.
Yeah.
That shit pisses me off.
Why'd you come out?
Stay home.
It's almost simultaneous with like fighting to me. Why'd you come to the club to hit somebody or get hit? And also, why'd you come to the club to stand there? like, why are we standing holding the wall? You spent your good money. Now, granted, there are times, I'm gonna say this too. There are times where I'm at Deviant and it may not be my song. It's fine if you don't want to dance to that song. Fucking cruise. Every now and again, like I just walk around and look at, damn, you look good. You know, and give some compliments. You know, I like doing that too. Like,
and, you know, that's really important, especially when it comes to like being in queer culture and these spaces. Like, you don't know how you can change somebody's nights because there are so many insecure people in these spaces that are trying this outfit on for the first time, and you know they this is their first harness. You know, they don't know how they and they're just going out there to try to be somebody new, to see, because you give people a space to be different.
Yeah.
To literally put on a pup mask and go out, you know, and I'm saying pup mask in general, not saying people wear them at your events, or you can, but to go somewhere and just try something. And to hear that compliment, if you see somebody, especially at Deviant this weekend, if you see somebody that you look really good, you don't know how much that does for people. Yeah. To be acknowledged.
Yes. Yeah.
By a person in your community. It does some more than like, oh, you're sexy or you look hot, right? Like to say, I like what you're wearing. Yeah. You look really good. And I'm glad you're here.
Yes.
You will change somebody's fucking life.
That kindness permeates.
Yes.
And it ripples throughout the community. That's the thing I'm proudest with Deviant is just like the attitudes of people. Everybody is so fucking friendly. I think you have no choice but to be friendly when you're half naked. But like everybody is so nice. And every venue that we ever work with in the bar staff, they're always like, oh my God, y'all have the easiest crowd. But I'm like, yeah, you don't have to worry about anybody causing trouble when they're half naked, you know? We are all just smiling at each other. Yeah.
All right. Let's your community impact. Beyond nightlife, what impact does Deviant have on Black culture?
Ooh, this is kind of a loaded one for me. Because I think that if I'm being honest and vulnerable, Deviant has both a negative and positive impact on Black culture, right? Okay. I think that negatively, I'll start there, people can project what they think Deviant means. And I'm going to talk particularly about sex positivity. People will think, oh, sex positivity just means that I'm just going to go out here and fuck as many people as I want to fuck, and I'm going to grab where I want to grab, and
consent still a thing in these spaces.
Should be, but unfortunately, among men especially, is not.
Yes, and
so I think that negatively, people's assumptions about what Deviant is can negatively impact Black queer culture. You know, people, and honestly, you know, shout out. But like I'm seeing every fucking party now has a dark room, and every party, you know, wants to, you know, is doing dance music now. Like no, and it's
we can get into this conversation.
It's no shade. Like, you know, I love that more people are creating spaces for freedom in that sense, but also if you're going to do it with the same social responsibility that we do it. Make certain the condoms and lube are available. Make certain that people know where to get their doxy pep and their prep. And have those things readily available. Like if you're going to give someone permission to lead their best lives, make certain that it's actually their best life. You know, we don't need to be leading our community into more harm, right? If you're creating an environment of dance music, if it's electronic, if it's not what folks are used to hearing and they feel like they need to take substances in order to enjoy it, make sure you have fentanyl testing strips and Narcan on hand. Like we cannot have our people out here dying.
I've never seen parties provide them, but I know people there are organizations that give people access to get them. That's great.
Yeah. We in our hoe bags that we give out at the end of the night, we typically have fentanyl testing strips inside those hoe bags. And Narcan is always on site with us because we're just not okay with risking someone accidentally overdosing. And even beyond that, when it comes to substances, I think this doesn't get talked about enough, unfortunately. If you're doing substances often, take account for the fact that your brain is now getting used to either calm or excitement artificially. And so I'm seeing way too many people in our community like committing suicide, and it's breaking my heart. You don't have to, if you don't have to do substances.
No, you don't. The ability to just have a good time without being under the influence is highly underrated.
Yeah.
Highly.
Yeah. It's part of the reason I'm like completely sober now.
Your body releases dopamine. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Just like, but you have to be vulnerable to actually want to go out and do those things.
Dopamine, serotonin.
People love doing influences because it allows them to just be somebody who they're afraid of being themselves.
Yeah. And the issue with it is that if it's gotten artificially, it will go away in real time. And then you'll catch yourself at home wondering, damn, why aren't I happy? Damn, why don't I feel connected? And I think it's just really important to just try being sober, try getting excitement without those things. And if you can't,
Or just
then
come
leave the
deviant
fucking space
and dance.
Yeah, or just dance, dance until you sweat. You know, start sending us the songs you want to hear. Goddamn, like, you know, it's your space. But yeah, I just think that I lost your original question again. That's
You
what
answered
I think.
it. You answered it. Let's get to this last section. All right, let's talk about kink and liberation and shame.
Yeah.
Why do you think so many queer people carry shame around sexuality and kink, especially in like the circuit space?
Why do they carry shame? I blame it all on religion. Maybe it's because I'm a PK, but also, yeah, I think that, you know, many of our negative experiences in this life are often based on our survival tactics. And so again, Black people thought we had to survive. We had to wear a tie and attend church in order to survive. And that was, you know, I think for many years in much of our history, church was the pinnacle of community. That is where, you know, we got assistance. That is where we met up and got housing, you know, food, you name it. But it's 2026 and things are a little bit different now. And yeah, I think that, yeah, shame, stigma, all those things meet us in queer community because we are often, especially as Black people, steeped in religion and respectability. But it doesn't come from nowhere. We learned it for survival.
And what is your impact on the kink community? Because let's be honest, a lot of people who come to Deviant, I think a lot of people who come to Deviant wear things, and I don't think some of them I think it's costume and it's performative. Some of them I don't think they know the real significance behind it. But what is your foot in the battle for educating the kink community, and is that something you want to do?
I want more kink stirs to be in the deviant space to educate people. I am not an expert myself.
Neither am I.
Yeah, I'm a sub. So even with that, like I'm in a position to
kink
yeah, absolutely. But I'm always there to learn and take someone else's guidance. And so I think we need more doms in the community to like dictate the space and like let folks know how things should operate. And also I think it's like Deviant meets right at the cross of kink and ballroom culture. You know, yes, we have it can be performative in the sense of like we have themes and people do bring it in theme in a great and beautiful, vibrant way. And so sometimes you're seeing outfits and they're not necessarily associated with kink at all, even though they look like it. They're expressing themselves. And I think that expression is a really important part of, you know, being queer. But that, yeah, I think that the origins of that are more ballroom versus, you know, kink that is much realer.
We should definitely talk. I would love to see more kink influence at some of these events, and especially like we talked about the flogging demonstration. We can definitely still do that in the future. But I think what my very first Deviant event it seemed like everyone was there living a part of themselves that they just wanted to be. And I saw so many like Sean's costume for Halloween. You remember?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
The devil.
That man committed to the costume.
Yes.
He looked
devil with a wig.
Amazing, right? My friend came as a wolf. I came as a bull. And I remember just having such a great time. But I always wondered, like, I was in that room and I remember going home and I was like, how many people are kinky versus just trying something on for the night? And I think that's where like I could have done a better job at like asking someone, why are you wearing this? You know, and I think it's important like in these kinky in these spaces where, because like you do provide a very kink themed night, right? And I think it's important for people to open those conversations. You know, why is this chain around your neck, or why do you like this harness, or you know. And I think your costume is a conversation starter, right? Your outfit is a conversation starter. You know, I like, not to be arrogant, I know I look good, right? And I don't wear these things because I want to be complimented. I wear these things because I enjoy wearing them. So like if someone comes up to me, like I'm gonna tell them, well, this is what this means. You know, I very much adhere to the hanky code. So if you see me in certain colors, you know, assume what they fucking mean. But I think it's important for people to be open to like, hey, I like this. Why are you wearing this? Let's be educated on it. And I think I don't think that happens enough. And I think people just get so caught up in like this feels good on me.
Yeah.
But there's room for both.
I like to introduce like a little more nuance to that, right? I imagine that Deviant is the starting place for Black queer people dressing like that more often.
Yes.
Because again, it's just giving us as Black queer people permission to be as queer as we want to be and be as
they're not gonna do that at brunch.
you know what I'm saying? But hopefully maybe one day we will. You know, maybe we will like wear our harnesses out in public as we're walking down the street or to the gym. Like hopefully our bodies and our fashion.
The guys in my gym definitely do that.
Okay,
they wear their harnesses to the gym.
So we're getting somewhere. Yeah. And hopefully one day, you know, the girls can wear they jock straps to the beach or whatever. Or and I'm saying it sucks that I'm even saying the gym and the beach because clothes are what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are they stationed to like being in respectable places? And I think that Deviant hopefully is the start of people saying, you know what? No, I want to wear fucking spikes today because this is how I feel.
I was looking for some. I couldn't find some. Oh my God, I really did. There's a friend of mine who has them. I should have asked him. All right, so we are running out of time. I have one question for you. What legacy do you want Deviant to leave for Black culture and your community?
So I often say that my the mantra that I lead my life, that leads me in life, is Lauryn Hill saying, "If I ruled the world, I'd free all my sons." Right? I want Deviant. I want Deviant to make Black queer folks incredibly proud of who they are, and not just in expression, but also in awareness. I want us to know the fullness of our history, whether that's, you know, James Baldwin or Bayard Rustin, or even, you know, Little Richard. You know, I want us to, Josephine Baker, Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera. I want us to really decide who we are going to be in this life and be it fully. I think that so much of what I've experienced in the dichotomy of like whiteness and Black people in America is that white people get to live a full fucking life. If you're a white boy, you can like have a whole season of your life where you fuck around with your frat bros, but then still grow up and get married to your wife and be considered straight. You can't do that as a Black person. We're not even allowed bisexuality, although we know and can acknowledge that bisexuality exists. But for some reason in our Black skin, it can't be a thing. Yeah. I mean, what do you think DL men if not that? But there's no space for them to just be full and free. White girls can wear whatever the fuck they want, and you know they're not, you know, looked at as being on sexual prowess. But that same, you know, outfit on a Black girl's body that, you know, has more, you know, meat to it, titties, ass, is now like, oh, she's demonized and looked at in this way. And I would love for Deviant to set Black and brown, and I do say brown. I would love to comment on that in 1 second, but I would love for it to set us free. Yes. And just, you know, starting in our minds, you know, landing in our bodies, and you know, just deciding, you know, how we move throughout the rest of this part of American and human history.
You said something that's very important. I do want to touch on that. Like that liberation starts with you. It doesn't start with an outfit. It doesn't start with attending a party. Like you have to willingly make that decision, and it's scary. And I think that's something everyone says, be liberated, do everything. It's not fun to start. It's scary as fuck. And I think that's the part where the community building is important. Yeah. Where you make these events, you have these game nights, and you go into the community and you create these things so that way I don't have to just step out there on my own and go figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. And yeah, quite literally we do, you know, we got the game nights, we got the parties, we got picnics, we got talkbacks. We realize that the community is no monolith and we need opportunities to meaningfully connect. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to have like real conversation, to feel both seen and heard. I think that, you know, one of the scariest parts of my life lately has been actually being isolated from community because people only see me as deviant, and they forget that I'm just another Black queer boy doing my fucking best, you know? And so I appreciate you for like this experience that humanizes me, lets me be problematic if I have been, talk in circles, be a fucking nerd, all the things. But yeah, Thank you for this, and yeah, I'm really excited for everything that Deviant will become. It is its own living entity. I've accepted that as well. I've detached my ego from it. It is what our community makes it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true. All right. Before we go, we love to get a hoe tip. Please look into your angle. You know, since you are coming off of you've been on your hiatus, but you still got the skills. You know, you've seen many things. We love a good hoe tip for the people. Look in your angle and tell them what to do. And it can be on anything, being a side, being a top, being a bottom, being verse, cruising, whatever you want.
Okay. Detach yourself from labels. You know, the labels just keep fucking coming. I am now a 30-something-year-old gay, and I can't keep up. Goddamn, queer is a nice umbrella. I love it to stay under. But with that, my whole tip is go with the fucking flow. I'm a Pisces at the end of the day, and so if that dick looks yummy to you, taste it. But if it don't, baby, just slap that thing aside and say no thank you. If that ass looks juicy, you know, ask first and grab it, you know, if given permission. And then taste that thing too. If it don't smell right, if it's, you know, just being put at you and you think you gotta do this because you a top and you gotta prove you a man, get the fuck out of there.
I love this. I think it's the best thing we've had all season.
Like, honestly, be self-aware and navigate your sex life the way you want it. Because this is your life and your body at the end of the day. You ain't got nobody else to blame but you.
Tell me where they can find you on all social media platforms.
Adios míos. We coming off of social media these days. Our website is deviant.live. Our nonprofit is counter-culture.live. I am on Instagram, hardly, but it's Micah Marquez 91. I'm a 90s bitch. Yeah.
Come on, baby.
But yeah, and look out for us because just as Instagram was a borrowed space for Black and brown LGBTQ people, Deviant is doing what we always do and getting a space, creating a space that is no longer going to be borrowed for social media. So look out for that.
Okay, come on, drop the tea. We want to thank you guys so much for watching Frequency. And I really appreciate all of you guys. And also a special shout out to everybody who came to our first Frequency social. I really appreciate all of you guys for coming out there, and shout out to Fort Trough. I'm in trade for helping sponsor the event as well. Always stay kinky, and I will see you guys next Monday. Bye, guys.
Yes.
Good job.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.